Hello, Andrew Lynch here, and today I'm talking about what Ben Doyle, Ernest Jones and Manuel de la Torre have in common. You're thinking, hang on, Ben Doyle, that's swing machine, very mechanical, P6, P1, all those positions you have to find. But I'm not going there. What I'm talking about today is I'm talking about what Ben Doyle used to definitely talk a lot about, which was adding to a swing when you don't need to add. He used to do it a lot with the tyre drill, you know, people used to go like this and he'd say no, just let the hands meet it. And it's amazing how difficult it is for people to do that. See, that's the link between those three great instructors, is that Manuel and Ernest don't want you adding anything to a natural golf swing. And this is you'll see it a lot when, say, people are chipping. You know, they'll take a practice chip and it looks like that, and then they get over the ball and they kind of go, they've added. That's what they've done. They've added to their swing when they didn't need to. And what happens is, basically, when you add something, like you add too much salt to the mix, it ruins it. So a good swing is the absence of anything that's not useful. We don't need to add sprinkles or extra salt. We don't need extra wrist movement. We just need to swing it. And if we swing it, it will be great. Not good, great. So what stops us doing that? Well, definitely with chipping, it's lack of belief. This is only a 46-degree wedge, but you know, I've seen people chipping and they just don't believe that this action can actually get the ball in the air. They think, I've got to help it. Well, as soon as you help it, there's the blade. You're just going to blade it across the green because you're just adding loft. See, you're adding loft when you don't need loft. You've got 46 degrees here, you know, so see, adding is usually done because of lack of belief and fear. We just don't think it's enough. And when people say, well, it can't be as simple as just swinging the golf club. Yes, it can, but it goes wrong when we add. Now, you've seen a couple of swings right at the start, and both of them look similar, but they have different feels because there are still traces of me adding to the swing, even though they were both acceptable strikes. And why is that? Because it's still me not completely letting go of the process. See, once I start this club in motion, just keep it in motion. You know, just keep it in motion. You don't have to get it to here and throw it. You just have to let it swing back and it'll do the job for you. So this kind of piece of advice that I'm giving you is not a tip. It's saying that when you practice the Ernest Jones, Manuel de la Torre, you don't need to add anything. And it's going to have to be some real truthful kind of feedback you give yourself. You know, if I was to, I've got a wedge here, if I was to hit this ball right now, I'm just hitting a little pitch there, I'll give you my honest feedback. I'd say that was 9.5 out of 10. Nearly perfect. Just a little bit of me, just a tiny piece being a little bit tight. And that's again me adding just a tiny piece when I didn't need to. And that's just me being honest. If it'd been perfect, I'd have said perfect, but it was 9.5. It was a 95% perfect, but not the full 100. And that's because you say, well, can you do it? Well, can you do it, Andrew? Yes, I can. But the thing is, it's something I've got to be totally aware of all the time. And so I'm aware, and I get aware when I think, am I getting nervous? Am I trying to protect a score? You know, when you've had like 8 piles on the trot and you think, just keep it going, and you get tighter and tighter, and until you're not swinging a golf club anymore. You've added something which is tension, which you don't need. So adding to a golf swing is the biggest killer. You know, you'll see it all the time with your friends and maybe yourself. Well, how do you get away from it? Is by lots of practice and being truthful with yourself. Why are you adding? If you're adding because you're fearful, what are you fearful of? A bad shot? See, I find that fear causes more bad shots than anything else. It doesn't create more good shots. If fear created good shots, there wouldn't be any 28 handicappers. So, but it doesn't create good shots. So it's the absence of fear. So the absence of fear is me believing that the swing is enough, because it is. And if you're swinging and you're still hitting a bad shot, I can guarantee you're not really swinging. You're adding something somewhere in the mix, and you have to be truthful with yourself and find out why. So this week is what those 3 people have got in common, and it's adding. You never see Manuel say, oh, add something to a swing. Ernest Jones never said it. And Ben Doyle, even a swing machine, said you don't add to a golf swing. It is a swinging motion. So check yourself when you're down the range, not when you're playing around a golf with your buddies. You know, that's about scoring, just enjoy yourself. But when you're on the range, swing and say, did I try and add something? Especially with the driver. People will try and add with the driver, and usually when you try to add with the driver, you slow it down, not speed it up. So check that on yourself, be honest with yourself, and I think you'll play a lot better golf when you don't add to a golf swing. So from Andrew Lynch in a very hot England, 80 degrees and loving it. Take care, get back to me with your thoughts on this, on how it's gone for you. Please press the like and subscribe and keep the love going. Till next time, take care.